hopefully, at the beginning of the show, you saw the story that Suzanne Stratford did a few years ago about the little boy who seemingly is a reincarnated World War II fighter pilot. Well, is reincarnation real? Do we really have past lives? Welcome, a woman who says we all do. She is clinical psychologist and author, Dr. Doris Cohen. How are you?
I'm fine.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have to just tell you, I am very skeptical.
Yes.
I think you know, we get one life and this is it. So prove me otherwise.
It doesn't make sense. It's almost like going to college and taking one course. Just one
Really?
time? It doesn't make sense. And it's really all very spiritual. The divine, God loves us all. So if you come in, you just have one chance, either you make it or you don't. On the contrary, we keep coming back in order to fix it. And by the way, do you know that the majority of people in the world believe in reincarnation? The Orient, all of the Orient, it's only part of the the Western world that doesn't. That's all.
Have you spent a lot of time studying it? And
Yes, I've been doing past life regressions and past life work for 30 years, including my own. I've accessed my own past lives.
How many have you had?
Oh my God, dozens. We have lived hundreds of times.
Don't you get tired?
Good point. Good point. Sometimes people say, I've had it, it's enough. When am I going to stop already?
When do you stop then?
When you fix one piece at a time, and we don't know how many times we have because it's such a bigger picture. And it's like going to college. Again, you take a course, you take another. Let's say you take English, you do very well. You take math, you fail. Don't you have to take it over again? Or do you have just one chance and that's it? You're out of the park.
Why James, the little boy in the story that we showed at the beginning, he remembered things that, I mean, I watched that and I went, wow, that is too
Isn't that
coincidental
impressive?
to be. It's very impressive. Why did he remember that, and why don't we remember, or do we?
We can remember, but very often the environment does not support it. You know, for those of us who have children, you know how very often your young kid will say, Mommy, remember when I was your mother? Remember when I used to take you out? And they say, oh, don't be silly. We minimize it. We squelch it. But why did he remember? That's a very good question. He remembered in order to have an opportunity. What did he say at the end? To teach that it is possible. And what is reincarnation? It's saying that the soul never dies. That after we die, the soul continues and continues to grow. How do we grow? By learning.
Now, as a Christian, though, a Christian believes that you die and your soul then goes to heaven or hell. So how does that compute with
It's very interesting because Christian mysticism, like Jewish mysticism, like Buddhist mysticism, you know, Kabbalah and so forth, they all have the same beliefs. Reincarnation was a part of the Bible until the year around 300 and something, when it was taken out. It was literally taken out at the Council of Nicene, and it was taken out because it was going to conflict with the church, because the church wanted control. If the church tells you whether you're going to go to heaven or hell, they have the last say so. But if it's all the doing of your own soul, God gave us free choice. We can do whatever we want.
All right, so let's look. We've got some viewer emails of people asking.
Okay.
Do we get to choose? Because that little boy, James, said that he chose his dad because he seemed fun, or I can't remember his exact words.
In doing my work, because I also do intuitive psychic work, and I communicate with my guides and angels in addition to my work as a psychologist and a therapist. And what I have learned is that the most important message is that God gave us free choice. And every religion, every spiritual discipline believes that. God does not lie. We exercise free choice consciously and unconsciously, always. So yes, you have choice all the time.
Now,
you chose to come and be here and do what you're doing, which is delightful.
I did?
Yes.
But you say in your book, which is called Repetition, Past Lives, Life and Rebirth, that the problems that we have are things that we are working out from before.
That's right.
Or fears, too.
Yes, fears, depression, anxiety, violence, avoidance, whatever is an imbalance. We repeat the stories of our current life from childhood and our relevant past lives because we're trying to heal from past trauma. Traumas don't go away, they just sit. They sit until you address them, and then swiftly you can set them aside, detach, and that's the 7 steps that I have developed with my guides.
Heather wants to know, how do you know when you're on your last life?
You don't.
You don't?
You don't know because, once again, you don't know what the big picture is. You may have a feeling. A lot of times people say, oh, I'm so tired of coming to Earth. I've had it. That's it. This is the last time I'm coming. This is how the individual may feel now. But we don't know how that soul is going to feel when it's convening with guides and angels in the in-between lives after that person crosses over.
All right. Dr. Cohen, we have a question from the audience.
Sure. Go ahead.
Do we always come back as a person? Can we come back as an animal?
What a wonderful question. Once in a while we do, and the reason we do, it's not common, but the reason we do is, and I discussed that in my book as well, is that if we keep trying to fix a particular problem and we don't get it, we don't get it, we don't get it, like this guy kept not getting the whole theme of courage. Finally, he reincarnated as a lion. King of the jungle, the epitome of courage. Another one reincarnated as a dog because dog is about loyalty and commitment. And he could never be loyal in lifetime after lifetime. In my own office, he kept saying, whoa, whoa. You know, he started barking and I said, what's the matter? You know, what's going on? Do you need maybe a lozenge? Do you need some water? And he explained, he was in a dog.
How many lives can people live? Do you believe?
Hundreds. Hundreds.
Really?
Yes.
So we're just all basic, we know each other. Does that explain when you meet people and you have in your mind a certain connection?
Clicks.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh.
It's a recognition, you see.
Okay.
Oh,
we
yes.
have
Yes.
another audience question?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering if that's why some people seem to have a higher level of intelligence.
Not necessarily, because it's all about bringing in some balance. We think that, you know, there is the phrase like, oh, you're an old soul, so you've been around a lot of times, so you've gathered wisdom. But if you take the comparison of going to college, what is an old soul? Somebody that takes 20 years to have a bachelor's degree. That's, you know, that's not too swift. You keep coming again and again. So someone who's intelligent has chosen to come and develop mental abilities because it's the best vehicle to work on the issues they came to work on.
Dr. Cohen, will you come
Yes.
back? Will you come back sometime because we're out of time?
Oh.
Maybe?
Oh,
Yeah.
with pleasure.
Yeah? Okay. All right.
Yes.
Your book is Repetition, available in
Yes.
bookstores?
Yes.
All right.
And on Amazon.
And who wrote the foreword for you?
Dr. Christian Northrup.
Yeah.
Very
so-
well-known pioneer and OBGYN.
Yeah. You're
Yes.
right up there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure
Thank
meeting you.
you.
And we'll have more in a minute. Don't go away just yet. Oh, you can't get up.
Oh, no?